Hi, explorers, welcome back to Travel and Explore with Hulu. If someone you know has been dreaming about studying, working, or living in the United States, today's video is major news. The US government has just expanded its travel restrictions. As we all know, it's affecting Nigerians and many other nationals in ways we haven't seen before in 2025. We are talking about partial visa ban and, more shockingly, a suspension of green card and citizenship applications for Nigerians. That means this could affect students, workers, migrants, and even people already inside the US trying to become permanent residents. Stick around, we'll break it down clearly and simply step by step. December 2025, the United States government announced major changes to its immigration policy affecting nationals of Nigeria and other countries. These changes include 1. Expanded travel restrictions and travel ban provisions under a new presidential proclamation. 2 is partial suspension of issuing certain visas to Nigerians, including tourists, B1, B2, student FM, exchange, and immigrant visas, green cards. The third is temporary halt on green card, which is permanent residence, and US citizenship application for Nigerians and other affected nationals. This is not a rumor, it's official and will take effect starting January 1st, 2026 for new visa issuance. So let's talk about why this is happening. The US administration says these measures are part of border security and national safety priorities. Specifically, there are concerns about screening, vetting, and information sharing system in some countries. So recent events include attack on US soil have pushed the government to tighten who enters the country. The policy is implemented through a presidential proclamation 10998 aimed at restricting or limiting entry of foreign nationals deemed to pose security or risk assessment issues. US officials argue that this is about safeguarding national security and reducing exploitation of immigration channels, a stance repeatedly emphasized by the current administration late in 2025. So, what exactly is restricted? Let's break down the changes. First one is partial suspension of visa issuance from January 1st, 2026. The US will partially suspend the issuance of certain visas to Nigerians who are outside the US and do not have a valid US visa as of January 1st, 2026. This includes visitors, business visas, that's B1, B2, student visas, F and M, exchange visitor visas, J, immigrant visas for those applying for a green card from outside the US. But here's a key point: individuals who already hold valid visas before January 1st, 2026 will not have them revoked. Second is suspension of green card and citizenship applications. In addition to the travel restrictions, the US Citizenship and Immigration Services (USCIS) has paused processing of green card and citizenship applications from Nigerians and other affected nationals. That means if you have applied for permanent residency and are waiting and to file for US citizenship soon, or we're hoping to adjust your status while in the US, your application may be on hold indefinitely as USCIS reviews new vetting policies. Exemption and special cases. There are some exemptions. Lawful permanent residents, that's the green card holders already in the US, are typically not affected by these entry suspensions. Dual nationals who travel on passports from unaffected countries may be allowed. Some exemptions exist for athletes, diplomats, and immediate family members under specific agreements. So the situation is complex. This doesn't mean all Nigerians will be blocked from the US, but the rules are much tighter than before. So let's look at the impact on students and academic travel. One of the most immediate concerns is for students. Prospective Nigerian students planning to study in the US might find that their FMJ visa issuance is limited if they don't already have a valid visa. Some are worried this could affect, college and universities admissions, exchange programs, scholarships, or training placements in the US. And while interviews and applications can still be submitted, applicants may be ineligible for visa issuance or admission under the new proclamation. Impact on families and workers. These travel restrictions also affect families seeking reunification, skilled workers, applying for work visas, people planning to join relatives already in the US. If you're outside the US without a valid visa and we're planning to pursue permanent residence, family-based immigration, work opportunities, could see delays, denial, or indefinite pauses in your process. So what this means for the Nigerian diaspora. Nigeria is now listed among others with partial restrictions, meaning visa issuance is suspended for some categories. Legal immigration pathways are harder. Green card and naturalization processing is paused. This has sparked concern among Nigerian students, professionals, and families overseas, many of whom have already invested time and money into US immigration journeys. So, how long will this last? At this stage, the suspension and restrictions are temporary, tied to a review of security vetting and screening systems. However, there is no official end date yet. CIS and State Department reviews may take months, and some changes could become new policy norms if the administration pushes them further. This uncertainty means many people are left waiting or forced to consider alternative destinations. So, what can you do if this affects you or someone you know? Stay updated with official US Embassy announcements. Consult a licensed immigration attorney for personalized advice. Keep documentations up to date. Explore alternative countries for study or work. Know your rights and find support groups if impacted. This is not just news, it is real life for thousands of people and families. So, on a final note, this travel policy shift is historic and reflects broader changes in global mobility and national security priorities. For Nigerians, it's one of the biggest immigration shakeups in years, and its effects will be felt across communities, universities, workplaces, and homes. So, whether you are thinking of applying for a visa, waiting on green card, or planning a future abroad, make sure you know the facts, stay informed, and prepared for new immigration realities in 2026 and beyond. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this information helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.